Hi Aquarius, welcome to your April 2019 astrology and tarot reading. We begin the month with Venus transiting your second house of wealth and security. So perhaps you're feeling more inclined to spend your money. Perhaps you're feeling more inclined to buy nice things. You want to boost your finances. You've got money on your mind. You've got money focus. With Mercury having retrograded in your financial sector, Aquarius, you maybe haven't felt that boost to your finances. And now, with Mercury direct in Pisces, and Venus in Pisces, and Neptune in Pisces, all sort of playing together here, we could see a pretty big boost, pretty big bump in your finances. We also have a lot of playful, fun, beautiful energy. Not that Venus in your second isn't beautiful. I actually find that if you want to meet a partner that's long-term, go looking when Venus is in your second house. Mars in Gemini, embracing your inner child, your self-expression, your creative energy. If you're single, you will have a lot of suitors. Mars in Gemini is so enigmatic. It's so attractive. It is so witty. It's so clever. It's so charming. It's a beautiful transit for Aquarians to go through. To have Mars trining your sun, I mean, that'll just be so good if you want to come across your best. And we have a new moon in Aries on the 5th of April, which is bringing with it a connection with Saturn. Now, Saturn's in your 12th house, and Saturn's going to go retrograde. And the 12th house can feel a little bit heavy, we know, but maybe with this third house, it's time to plan more short trips. You know, getting away, like little mini breaks. Discovering your own community, discovering your own town. Aquarians need to be part of the collective community around them. They need to feel like they belong to a group. And if you think you don't, you do. You need friends. You need people around you with similar interests. Reach out to people. Try a new class. Because if you try something new, either it could be a language even, if you try to learn a new skill under this new moon Aquarius, it could really stick. And with Saturn, it could actually bring you rewards in the long term. So just bear that in mind. It could be pretty good, especially if it's to do with 12th house energies. Here's you, Aquarius, Queen of Swords, learning a new skill, as we say. So speaking of travel, the full moon in Libra in the 29th degree, which is going to be slightly conflicted with your ruler Uranus in your family sector. Homesick, sick of home. Where do you want to go? You want to see the world. Now, I'm telling you that you need to be part of a community, yes, but you also need to expand. You'll have itchy feet in April, Aquarius, for sure. You will have the need to quench the thirst in your mind. You want to talk about stuff, you want to learn things, and you want to be part of a community. You want to feel part of something special. You need to be surrounded by people. If you feel lonely, you're going to search for ways to cure it this month. And there's a lot of energy out there that is worth tapping into in terms of forming connections and getting your brain engaged. And I think travel could be the way to do it. You could be involved with a Leo person, and you could be committing to a Leo person. Venus has been in your sign for just about all of March, and Venus in Aquarius was great for you in terms of meeting people, being attractive. You still have that allure. I mean, Mars is taking over in Gemini, which is actually, possibly a lot more alluring. Yeah, romance. If you're dealing with a Leo, it's going to get serious. It's going to get quite heavy. In fact, some of you might actually get engaged. And I just saw justice peering out from underneath me. So Aquarius, some of you are getting engaged to a Leo. Some of you are already married to a Leo. You're renewing your vows, or you're planning the next step. Even if it's not marriage, it could be a commitment ceremony. It could be a real conversation about, I want this to last. I want this to go somewhere. So if you're dealing with a Leo, that's the main vibe that I'm getting. Really, 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 really pretty. Now, if you're not dealing with a Leo and you've just met somebody new, because this is so love focused at the moment, I'm sorry if you're looking for business, it will come out in this reading, but there's just a real beautiful love energy, and I'm thinking it's Mars. But Strength and the Knight of Cups. The Star, Temperance. Wow. The Star is your energy. Wish fulfillment. Healing. Optimism. Faith. Keeping the faith. What's the last card going to be? What if it's a real humdinger? What if it's... Oh. Three of Wands, Six of Cups, and the Fool. Beginning a new journey with the one that you love. A new adventure with childlike innocence. You're probably with somebody, or you meet somebody where you feel like you're a child again and you're wondering what to do next. There's a next step that's very significant, like a milestone in the lives of a lot of Aquarius people. The beginning of a new chapter. You want to feel like you belong to something or someone, and you find that this month. If you've really been looking for it, you find it. And you find it in your opposite energy. You find it in Leo. We had that blood moon eclipse in Leo in January. And Aquarius, not long after that, we had Venus shift into your sign. In fact, we had the sun in your sign. And it really, this year, is all about shaking up partnerships in a way where you finally understand why things had to be the way they were before. Because as much as everyone talks about Aquarians being detached and there's this misconception you guys are quite unfeeling, you still need to belong. You know, you're very unique, you're very quirky, you're very independent. But there's this concept that people are tribal, and your vibe attracts your tribe. That's very hard to say when you go to say it out loud, but as I'm filming this, Mercury is still in retrograde, so give me some slack. The way that I sort of feel Aquarians are going in April is this real aha moment. You know, an understanding, as it were, of why you had all these isolating incidents. You know, why friends had to come and go. Why lovers had to come and go. Why you constantly felt like you were starting over. And if it's not love, if it's work, you're headed towards a place where you feel connected and understood. The Aquarian language is that not everyone understands it, and it can be a bit frustrating. So knowing that you're on the right path to somewhere where you will be understood and you will feel like people get your humor. Like they'll understand your quirks, they'll understand your jokes, and they'll not just think, you know, they'll not just throw out the typical bog standard, you're weird remark whenever you see something that's actually true. You know, when people, the funny thing about Aquarius is that you'll say really quirky things, but you'll almost always be ahead of the times. You know, I remember thinking about Ashton Kutcher in Punk'd, and a lot of people were like, that's really unfair, you know, you shouldn't do that to celebrities and stuff. And then as the whole Hollywood scandal unraveled, you think about how seriously some of them were taking their own ego, and how somebody like him coming in and saying, you know, don't take yourself so seriously. I'm not agreeing with everything, but you think about that, how well it would probably do now in terms of a release. You know, just to be able to laugh at oneself. And Aquarians are pretty good at laughing at themselves, because they do see the funny side. They do see the, you know, people have a bird's eye view. You kind of see it from outer space. You see it on a world level. With Temperance in the Star, you have a chance to fulfill a wish that is long residing within you, that you've waited to see for quite a long time. The Three of Wands is always about waiting for your ships to come in. He's just sitting on the bank and he can see his ships in the distance and he knows that they're on their way. For a long time you were kind of sitting on the banks, Aquarius, and not even seeing the tip of the flagpole. You couldn't see these ships in the distance. And now you do. Now they're coming in and they're bringing you these goodies that you've wished for. All because you've kept the faith and you've followed it. There will be moments in April where you kind of wonder where everything is. And I think along the time of the full moon, around the new moon, you're going to sort of feel a little bit lost. But a couple of days later, around the 7th, the 8th or the 9th, Mars and the moon are connecting in your 5th house, which is a really beautiful energy. It's really creative. It's really romantic. And you see this kind of bountiful feeling. Now, because of the house placements, Aquarius and Pisces can sometimes have a degree of overlap. Because astrology is not clean cut. And you have a couple of the same energies that Pisces had with this Four of Wands energy. And it's important to remember that if you're dealing with a Pisces, for example, they're looking for the same thing that you are in April. If you're dealing with a Leo, I feel like you couldn't be any more on the same page in April if you tried. The Six of Cups is very commonly this lovely soulmate energy where you feel like children playing together in a garden, just enjoying each other's company, just not overthinking things, just being. And Mars in Gemini will do that for you because you'll have all these conversations that you feel like, you waited for that. I think the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles to me speaks of that deeper romantic commitment. The Knight of Cups can oftentimes come in and he can throw all this romantic gush at you and then ride off into the sunset. With Strength and with the Ace of Pentacles, it's more so that he has an offer that you can see and you can hold in your hand. It's more an offer that will lead to a new journey. And that's where you are now. You're waiting to see all these exciting things happening and you're sort of, realizing that you didn't want to be on your own. Now that you can see these things coming in. And Temperance, bear in mind, Temperance can heal relationships as much as it can generate a sense of peace. So if you're dealing with a Leo where things have been very rocky, similarly Aquarius, if you've been dealing with an air sign where things have been very rocky, or you share children, or you share home or property, there's a likelihood that you're healing from this and you feel as though, certainly if you're involved with children, they're your main priority in many ways, but you feel as though you're ready for this new chapter. Love that begins in April will have a solid feel, a protective feel. It will have the sense that things are calm with this. Mars in Gemini is all about embracing your inner child, and your inner child is naive in a sense. They just love because they love. That's the way it's meant to be. There's not meant to be written rules and regulations. It's meant to flow better. And you think about this home element of things. Uranus being in your home sector. Mars was there for most of February and all of March. Creating this kind of tough energy. So dealing with children, dealing with the home has been kind of afflicted. With this full moon in Libra coming up, because it's just touching on Scorpio in your career sector. You might really want to expand your lifestyle. And if there is a family member or a dynamic that is restricting you, you're really going to break free with full velocity on this. You're going to zoom forward like a rocket ship. With the Three of Wands, you're just ready to get the goodies that are coming to you. You're just ready to embrace the energy of the Fool, and you're just ready to move forward and begin a new cycle, begin a new phase, begin a new life, even if that's what you're hoping for. But you're committing to something. You're committing to something very strongly. And I sort of would like to see for Aquarius this real feeling of home without feeling pegged in. Because this little ace, although it looks kind of standalone, it's very, very, very powerful. And with the Star, a wish is at your command. For some of you, it's an engagement ring for sure. For some of you, it's committing to a new area of study. But you're committing to something. Whether that seems natural or not, you're committing to something. And it's giving you strength, it's giving you power, and it's giving you momentum to achieve more. It's like a domino effect. You get this sense of commitment, and then all these things start coming in. Each ship comes in one after another until you have a whole fleet. It's exciting. Once the ball starts rolling, it doesn't stop, Aquarius. So it's very exciting. So happy travels. Wherever it is you decide to go, and whatever it is you decide to commit to, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. It'll feel liberating and calm all at the same time. So I love you guys. If you want to join me in the Vimeo one where we go into each element individually, more in love focus, we can go there. And if not, I'll see you in the mid-monthlies, Aquarius. Bye bye.